name is Ray Bonneville, and I just recently moved to Nova Scotia from Calgary, Alberta. And my husband and I are uh, creating a new life here. We thought about where we wanted to be for the rest of our lives and looked around Canada and the world even, and decided to make a really big move and go for lifestyle, but still continue to work. We don't have any desire to retire at this point, and we're just really interested in maintaining contact in the world and what we do, and we're just really excited about continuing to participate. So together we own a business that is called Stone Court Studios, and we are combined skills of graphic design, 3D animation, 3D design, photography. We have a couple of different directions within our business, and we have a great passion for all of it. And mostly we focus on industrial clients. That's really been the core message. That key contact, like ideal client would be a medium-sized manufacturer or an engineering firm or something like that. And we create content. So most of what we do is for websites or for printed materials, online information, graphic presentations, trade show booth design, all of that sort of thing. Anything really that is part of the marketing message for an industrial company. And it's not just industrial companies, it's financial companies and miscellaneous, all types of companies. Just that our messaging is mostly targeted towards industrial clients because that is our ideal client. And a second business we have is food photography. So we have sort of a very interesting mix of things that we love to do. And the food photography, we had some really nice success in Calgary, and mostly worked directly with restaurants, going in and shooting their food and their facility, their restaurant interiors and exteriors, and built up a really nice portfolio there. So now that we've moved to Nova Scotia, we'd like to get going with that as well. So we're looking at some social media marketing for ourselves, especially for the food photography, and an enhanced reaching out to local businesses here for our regular graphic design and 3D animation. We've been talking with the Chamber and with the Lunenburg Board of Trade, and just trying to network our way into this community and meet other businesses and other businesses that we can collaborate with as well. Yes, we chose Nova Scotia because of the lifestyle mostly. When we looked all over Canada, we were looking specifically for land. We wanted a good parcel of land, and we really wanted to be near water. So that kind of comes down to either BC or the East Coast. And BC is very expensive, and we wouldn't have been able to afford what we wanted out there. So we did want a good parcel of land, at least 5 acres. And especially to be on the water, it was just really cost prohibitive out there. And Alan and I are both from Ontario and Quebec. So we came from the East, and it felt kind of natural to look east again, especially really far east. So once we started discovering what was available in the Maritimes, it was really a great surprise. Land properties were really inexpensive compared to out west, and what we could get for our money was incredible, especially the vintage homes. The home that we bought is a 1916 house, and we have 17.5 acres, and we're on the big LaHave River that goes down to the ocean. So yeah, Nova Scotia won. We have found the people to be so friendly, amazingly friendly actually, and a real genuine friendliness as well. And not only that, by moving our business and our personal life, we've been changing over things like all of our insurances and lawyers and accountants and banking, and the level of competence and service has been just extraordinary, like nowhere that we've experienced before. And we've lived in Ontario, Quebec, BC, Alberta, between the two of us. And this has been an incredible experience. So we've been just thrilled, really quite blown away by the friendliness. And we did hear that. I mean, we did hear that the culture in the East was very friendly, very warm. But when you're here and you start to experience it, and people are really genuine, it's been a nice surprise. Our motivation to keep going and not to retire is just to be engaged. We actually really love what we do. It's something that we get a lot of enjoyment and a lot of pride from, and just the energy to put into something that's important and to accomplish things and to continually learn. That's really important to us. I mean, I think over time we will slow down a little bit and maybe work a little less, but just the plan of having a hard retirement is so foreign to us, we can't even imagine it. In fact, we're in the process of building a studio addition to our house, and it's quite a big project, and it's going to be our place of work. So we're obviously planning to continue for some time. We're investing in this. But it's also going to be a place for house concerts and music recording, live off the floor, and maybe even some smaller events for the community. So we really want to get engaged in the community. We want to tap into the music scene that's here. And that's another layer of our involvement in the community, but also to keep working, because it is a bit of work, that whole part of the recording and managing a space that will be shared and enjoyed by musicians and presenters alike. So we just want to stay engaged. We just do not want to pack it in and relax on a beach. We love to travel, but it's something that we can do over time. And I think it's really important to keep your brain stimulated and to keep doing stuff that's important and engaging. Yes, the music studio is a new piece, and it was part of our whole dream of moving here to have that space. Alan was a recording engineer for years and had a studio space in Calgary and really loved it. And it's always been a second part of work, not a full-time gig. And we really like that because it's something that we don't really want to throw ourselves into 100%. It's something that we both really love. We love music, and that was our dream, to come here, have the land, the ability to build a proper studio with the right acoustics and the space for, you know, a house concert type of crowd. Also, we do have a Steinway grand piano, so that will be a main feature of the studio space, and hopefully a real draw for some classical musicians, jazz ensembles, that sort of thing. Maybe a little different than what most studio spaces offer in this area. So yeah, I know we have a lot on the go. We have a lot of interests. We have a lot of energy for our interests. We love to have variety, both of us. Thus, you know, the three business lines that we're developing right now. And it is a lot, but we don't plan to do it alone either. We have, we've already reached out to social media expert and an SEO expert, and we also have a business coach that we talk to every 2 weeks. So we have some people who are helping us get this all rolling and happening. But yeah, definitely the mix of music and photography and our content creation company, it's just very exciting and engaging for us. Yes, we have seen that, and we understand sort of what types of clients we might have here, which is very different from what we may have, you know, globally. We do have some clients in the US and in other parts of Canada, and it's just nice to have that mix where you're doing some of the local businesses that are smaller and require different types of marketing materials, and to sort of pivot to adapt to them and what they need too. Because again, yeah, we really want to establish ourselves here as a company that can help. You know, we can help communicate what you need to communicate, or partner with, say, a video company like we've already started to collaborate with, that sort of thing, that we can bring sort of a service to the companies here that are small, don't have the big, huge budgets perhaps, but that we just look at what they need. And that's a whole different client base, really. We actually
Yeah.
moved to Nova Scotia, and without knowing anybody here and no family, and actually had never been here. We came and saw our house, and well, actually what happened was we found it online, and we found a number of properties online. We contacted a real estate agent. We came to Nova Scotia for the very first time, found our house, bought it, and then got on a plane and went back to Alberta for almost 2 years before we moved here. Yeah, well, we did our research. I mean, we watched a lot of video, we watched a lot of footage, and read a lot about Nova Scotia and the Maritimes in general. And we just knew we would love it. We knew the just the looking at the landscape and the lay of the land, and the amount of water, the beaches, the number of beaches, quaint towns, fishing villages. We just knew. We knew we would love it. So it wasn't a surprise to us when we came here, and we just, came up the driveway of this place and absolutely loved it, and knew that this was a place we were going to buy. Yeah, business philosophy. My journey has been interesting. I started in fashion design, actually. I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid, and I went to Ryerson. I got accepted into Ryerson, which was an amazing program. And after 2 years, I realized that it wasn't really for me. I didn't really like the industry that much once I dove into it. And so I took what I could out of it and finished the course. I did finish the diploma, but I moved more into the merchandising end and gradually into graphic design. And that really, really caught my attention. And I found a lot more joy for that. So then I pursued my career in that. And over the years, it's been, oh gosh, it's been about 35 years now that I've been a full-time graphic designer, and worked for a number of different companies, mostly small agencies, because I like the smaller, more personable group of people working together rather than the big ad agencies. And eventually went on my own 17 years ago. So it's been really an interesting process of growth and continually adding to my skills. We recently read a book that talks a lot about your creative capital and developing your skills over the years. It's almost in line with that philosophy of investing 10,000 hours in something to get really good at it. And I kind of believe in that, of building up that creative capital, and constantly learning and developing new little pieces of skill to add to what you're offering to clients. So that's sort of been my journey for the last 17 years. And 4 or 5 years ago, my husband Alan and I joined forces and combined our two businesses into one. And that has been really great because, first of all, we love working together, which I know is a bit odd for husband and wife, but we really do. And our skills really complement each other, especially in the industrial marketing end of things. He's been in engineering for 30 plus years, and I've done a lot of industrial marketing. So the combination of the two has been really exciting and just wonderful. And then when we got into the food photography, it was mostly me developing my photography skills, but because of his animation experience and working in CAD, etc. for years, his lighting skills were amazing and just the perfect complement to what I needed in photography. So this has kind of been our philosophy as a business, is not really pursuing our passion. It's more about developing our skills and constantly being challenged to be better, to provide more, to build that creative capital, really, and have much more to offer the clients in the end. And I guess that's why we continue to keep all the balls in the air. We're excited about what the music center might become. We're excited about doing more food photography. We're excited about the potential of working with businesses here in Nova Scotia in the content creation side of things. So that's, I think, maybe a key to having a good business is something that you're constantly just refreshing and learning new stuff and building that skill set. Yeah, there's a lot happening here. This is one thing that we've discovered that is a bit of a misconception out in the rest of Canada, I think, is that the Maritimes has a bit of a depressed economy and that there's a lot of retired people here and there's not much happening. And that we have not seen. We have seen Bridgewater in particular being a vibrant little town with lots of great, fresh, modern ideas. We joined the Lunenburg Board of Trade and went to their open house and just loved the energy in the room of them. They're brainstorming. They're trying to come up with new ideas for tourism, for excitement, for drawing people here. It's exciting and vibrant, and there's lots of great businesses here. Like, we've come across some really interesting people doing some great stuff. Inspiring to be here, and we're so happy because we didn't really know what to expect, right? We're coming from away and we didn't know how we would be accepted. And that's another thing we heard, was that if you are, you know, coming from away, that you're not really going to be included and you're not really going to be welcomed. And we have not found that. We have not found that at all. I don't know, you just find all of these wonderful things. I've seen so many things like that already on some of the social media postings, just like helping each other. Oh, does somebody have information about this? Or can you tell me about something? It's just so sweet and neighborly. Words of wisdom, just that we're really loving living here. And we just feel a new sense of energy, a new drive to just achieve some great things and meet some great people and collaborate with some businesses and have a lot of fun while we're here.